Hey guys, Chase here with Bros Custom Concrete. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about stained concrete. So when I'm talking about this, I am not talking about our exterior overlays or anything like that. So our overlay systems are completely different from what we're going to talk about because when it comes to stained concrete, we have limitations. We do not take jobs with messed up concrete when it comes to stained concrete because our finished product, our end result, is going to come out to how good your canvas is. So if your canvas or your concrete slab is messed up, stained to heck, has holes all over, all that kind of stuff, then guess what? Your finish is going to be messed up and have holes all over. So we just don't even get involved in that. We don't. Some people will patch stuff and then stain it. On commercial jobs, maybe. Just because commercial projects, they're not expecting it to, look perfect. They just need a floor. So it's a little different with commercial side, but with residential, we just don't do it. It's not worth it. Your floor is going to look ugly. There's going to be patches all over. You're going to see the patches 100%. It's actually going to stick out like a sore thumb. So we just avoid that situation. Now, when it comes to overlays for exterior and stuff, totally different situation. Excuse me. You're resurfacing that surface with overlays. So the imperfections in the surface generally don't matter at all because we're going to fix them, and then there's going to be a completely new top or a new face on the surface, so it's not going to matter at all. If y'all come to our social media, you can see tons of videos of this stuff. Like for this one, for instance, this is actually a full stained concrete process where I just showed you some of the different parts. And actually, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but if you go to this video, you can actually see there's a crack through the floor. This is a new floor, and there's a crack in that floor. So you're not going to do anything to that crack when you're staining it because all you're going to do is make it look much worse. It's just part of the floor. It's just a hairline crack. It's not doing anything to the floor, not doing anything to the look. You don't even really notice it. Really, honestly, you can't even see it. But you'll see the different parts of the process. You'll see our primer going down. And then after that, we're going to come on top of that with a water-based polyurethane. And actually, this floor it's not a pool house, but it's kind of like an exterior area. So in that polyurethane, we are putting an aluminum oxide high wear additive, which is going to give a little grab or a little bit skid resistant to the floor, just because stained concrete floors are very smooth. Very smooth means when they're wet, very slippery. So aluminum oxide is going to add that slip resistance. We are not talking about like a shark grip kind of additive. That's just dry polymer or dry acrylic. We don't use that really too much. You can use it on an exterior, but we really don't. We like the aluminum oxide much better. We find it does a much better job. But is that you can come see tons of videos of this stuff on our page. And those white spots in that picture, by the way, or the lights. We get a ton of comments on that. What is those white spots in the floor? The white spots are the reflection of the lights in the picture. It's not in the floor. Just for the people who are going to comment that. But y'all can see all of this online. We have tons and tons and tons of videos and pictures. Now, another thing when it comes to stained concrete is super sensitive to stains and contaminations. So if you spill a drink, glue, anything during the construction process, it is very likely that it is going to pop up. Now, this is also a reason that we don't use acid stains anymore. Acid stains were super popular back in the day. We used to use them all the time. But now we are way more into dyes, acetone dyes, or Sherlock, different things like that. They're just not as sensitive to things like that. Like you can have a spill and you might see it, but it's generally not like boom, like like an acid stain. It just won't take at all. And you have this floor that's a caramel color, and you'll have a spot that's literally just straight gray because it just didn't take at all. Acids also can be kind of finicky and funny sometimes and do like weird things. So for us as a company, we just made that decision that we're just not going to use acid stains anymore. Not that we necessarily had problems. We had a couple in the past, like maybe a floor won't take color well just because that's acid stains. That's just part of it. But our situation was always to come back to a dye. And I mean, look how nice they apply too. They apply super clean, gives a nice variation, good modeling. And some of the modeling also has to do with the finish on the floor. So those are always things to understand when you're doing a floor. We also like to come in before paint so we don't have to tape everything like this. But look, it is what it is, because we don't like to tape painted walls, because even blue tape will sometimes pull the paint off. So it's best if we can come in before paint, and then they can just cover the floors with, you know, tarps, paint, drip cloths, you know, whatever they want to do. You can even put paper over it, but you just, if you tape a floor, you just want to put paper over paper. So you tape the next lap of paper, you tape it to the paper. Don't ever put tape on a floor. If you leave tape on a floor long term, you know, for, you know, a few days, whatever, it could adhere to that sealer. It could have a chemical reaction to it and adhere to it. Do not do that. We have seen many floors, and some that we have done, that contractors, whatever, came back, taped the floor off, and whenever they call freaking out that it pulled a stripe, you know, in the floor, made a stripe through the floor, it is not going away. It is permanent. So do not do that, 100%. But anyway, yeah, this video was just literally to talk about stains, because we had a lot of questions about that. Lately, we had a lot of people asking, you know, for us to come look at projects. And we're always open to come look at projects, but we just want to be very clear about stained concrete, that you can't remove the tile in your house and then stain the concrete underneath it. The concrete underneath that is going to be destroyed. So we just want to be very clear with that and make sure that, you know, we don't give the wrong expectations when it comes to stained concrete, and so you kind of know what to expect. You know, if the concrete is destroyed, your canvas is destroyed. We are supposed to be bringing our micro topping floors back, which is our resurfacing for interior. We still have our wood looks for interior, but we are supposed to be coming back with a micro topping. During COVID, things had kind of got hard to get for a while, so we had just cut them off and just stopped doing them for now. But we are supposed to be developing a new micro topping system for resurfacing interiors. So with that being said, you can take a floor with whatever condition pretty much and resurface it to look like a new floor. So stay tuned for that. If you have any other questions, if you have a job you'd like to be looked at, send us a message. We'll be happy to look at it. Till next time, y'all take it easy.